My name is Tylor Taylor. I'm the Executive Director of the Saratoga Area Senior Coordinating Council, and we are doing a program called SASCC Talks. SASCC Talks is a program that's designed to bridge intergenerational gaps between the senior community and young folks in our community. We invite speakers of some prominence and talk about subjects of the day, as well as give you a little bit of insight into their lives, the reason why they do what they do, and what impact they have on their community. Today, we have a very, very special guest joining us. Very lucky to have this person on our program, very fortunate. And it's a person who I know personally, who has done a lot, not only for the community, but also for young people and many others. So I'd like to introduce you all to Petri-Hawking Byrd, very good friend of mine. He's the co-star of the nationally syndicated #1 hit show, Judge Judy. How you doing, Byrd?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to see you, man. You know, love the way you shaved down your beard, man. For me, I appreciate that.
That actually
Inside
is the
joke,
reason.
ladies
That's the reason why I did trim it. For those who might have seen me in the last couple of weeks, I had a beard almost out to here from, the COVID culture we're in right now. And as soon as Byrd saw that, he let me know that I really needed to take a trimmer to this thing. So I did that in honor of you.
Well, listen, I thought he was standing upside down because when I knew him, he had more hair on his head than on his chin. I was like, wait a minute, he's standing upside down. Wait a minute.
Oh man, well, again, thank you for being on the show today. He's affectionately known as Byrd, so I just refer to him as Byrd for all you folks out there. It's been a long time since we've had a chance to see each other and talk in person. And, it's definitely a good thing to catch up. But, one of the things that we like to do is we start off with a little bit of an icebreaker to get people to know a little bit more about you. So, first question is Apple or Android?
Android, man. I haven't gotten a chance to drink the apple juice yet. I stick with what I know.
I'm the same. I've got an Android too. No shame in plugging the Android. They work well for us folks in the older community, as they say.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. My wife has she has the Apple thing, and anytime she asks me to do anything, like if I need to GPS someplace, I can do it really quickly on my Androids. Hers, I'm like, where is it? She's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's like, yeah, we passed the exit 4 exits ago. with me trying to figure out this, this iPhone thing. So.
Yeah, it is kind of what you get used to is what you know how to use. But okay, so you're an Android man. So next one is Mondays or Fridays?
Fridays. Yeah, man. Fridays is heading into the weekend, and I love a good weekend. I love the surprises of a good weekend. Monday is just like, oh my God. I got to go through 4 more of these before I can get out of here. Please tell me it's Friday, That's why you don't hear a song called Thank God It's Monday.
That is true. That's very true, man. All right, so the last question on this here is hot or cold?
Hot. Well, no, because I like my water cold. I like my women hot. No.
Okay, I'm going to go with the lukewarm. Thank you. Just got to sit right there in the middle. Thank you.
Oh, man. Hey, that's a fair enough answer. Some things need to be hot, some things are better cold. So that's a good way to put it.
That's right. Lukewarm, I can stand just about anything.
Yeah.
Tepid.
Well, look, a lot of people obviously are familiar with you through your work on the Judge Judy show. But
Yes.
prior to being Officer Byrd, you were actually Officer Byrd. You were, John
Yeah.
Jay University graduate,
Yeah.
and all that. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about how you got into being an actual bailiff and what that was like.
Well, I mean, in terms of becoming a New York City court officer, my oldest daughter's mother was with child at the time, and I was working at a hospital, working in the administration office at a hospital, and I just knew I was going to need more money, and I looked in there's a paper called The Chief in New York, and it tells you about all the civil service jobs. And I noticed that they were giving a test for New York State court officer. Salary looked good and everything like that. And so I took the test, passed the test, and 2.5 years later, just to show you how fast New York moves, 2.5 years later, I got the job as a court officer, and I went to work at Brooklyn Family Court first. And then a year later, I was transferred to Manhattan Family Court, where I met my future boss.
Wow.
So yeah.
So, I'm sure you never expected it to come full circle like that, but
Oh no! I never dreamed of it. And the funny thing was, most of my young career, I always wound up working with kids. I worked in daycare. I ran a community center, a recreational center, for a year and a half. 150 kids a day, coming through there. And so some kind of way I always wound up working with kids. And so let me give you the quick story. 1990, I moved out to California. I left lucrative job, as a court officer behind, came out to California, worked for the U.S. Marshal Service for about a year and a half, 2 years. And then a friend of mine said that the high school that he was working at, Fremont High School, had an opening for a student conduct liaison. I didn't know what it was, but it was working with kids, sort of a counseling position. So I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll take the test. I'll not take the test, but I'll go to the interview. Went to the interview, and they wound up sending me over to Monte Vista High School. Now I thought I was going to wind up, at Fremont High School, sort of not. I mean, it wasn't. I won't say it was thuggish, but it was a little rougher over there. Just a little rougher. And but they sent me over to Monte Vista High School, and I was like, wait a minute, man. I remember the day I drove up. I came into the parking lot, and I went, man, look at all these great cars the teachers drive. He went, no, those are the students' cars. I'm like, thank you. I'm fully ashamed of my wheels. But I worked at Monte Vista High School for the next 3.5 years. But during that, in 1995, I happened to be reading in the San Jose Mercury News about this judge I used to work with, Judge Judy, and that they were, she had written a book and Don't Pee on My Leg and Tell Me It's Raining. I was like, yeah, I know, I remember her saying that, and that they were developing a TV show for her. I wrote her a letter, and I used the most modern form of communication at that point, okay, because this was pre-computer and pre-cell phone days.
Mm-hmm.
And so I faxed the letter. I called back east and asked one of the officers that I knew back there what was the fax number up at the judge's chambers. I said, hey, do me a favor, make sure that Judge Shineland gets this letter. And it was just a congratulatory letter. And at the end of the letter, I was kidding around and I said, hey, if you ever need a bailiff, I still look good in uniform.
And we all know what happened then.
But like 3 weeks later, she called me and she thanked me for the letter. And she said, hey, we really do need a bailiff. You were kidding around, but we do need a bailiff. We tried it with a regular actor, and it's an unscripted show, and I need somebody that knows how I move and how I operate. And she said, as I remember, you you were kind of crazy. I said, well, I'm still kind of crazy. So she said, well, if you're crazy enough to try this with me, I'll recommend you for the job. And the rest, as they say, is history.
It's history. Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Well,
when I knew you, Tyler, I never dreamed. In fact, just to show you how much confidence I had, I took a 6-month leave of absence from the school. My mom ain't raising no fools, this thing don't work out. Hi, I'm back. I was just kidding. I was only kidding. I'll be in my office if you want me. So.
Man. Yeah, I remember that time, what you were doing during that time prior to the show. And that's kind of, we can talk about the show a little bit, but I want our viewers to see, what kind of person you really are at your core and what drove you to do the things that you were doing before you got into show business, and then how you carried that on into what you're doing now in terms of supporting the community and helping young people. I myself was a young person at one time, as hard as it is for my son to believe. But I was a high school student. I had just moved to Cupertino.
While you do this, I'm going to change.
Okay.
Superman is going to change from
He's trying to show those traps off.
Mild-mannered bailiff to just a regular guy.
I'm gonna let the audience just soak this in for a second, Byrd. We're just gonna soak that in.
Yeah, y'all take this in.
Look at those biceps and those traps.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
Yeah. Several times I've been stopped at the airport because of these guns.
I bet you this audience did not expect to get a show like this right now. So only on SASCC Talks.
That's right. I thought you said it was sassy talks, and I was like, oh, this gonna be sassy. Okay, sexy chocolate.
Oh man.
Now hold on just a second. On just a second. So I gotta do something here.
All right.
All right. So
there it is.
Nah.
San Francisco, okay. Okay, no, not the Giants.
Yeah, hold on.
I know where this is heading.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's about what I thought.
There you go.
Now
welcome back to the second half of our show, okay?
Where things get real.
That's right. It gets raw right here. If if you don't like raw, turn your volume down.
Turn the channel. Well, as I was saying about what an influential man this is right here.
That's right.
A serious guy. Yeah, he's crazy, all right. But no, I was a young man. I had just moved to Cupertino from Los Angeles, and it was kind of a fish out of water kind of thing. Almost the same experience as you. I pulled up in the parking lot, saw Mercedes and BMWs, and I thought, wow, what a staff. They must pay well.
And I remember you got off your bike and you came to my office. It's like, that's your bike?
I thought I was doing okay on two wheels,
Right.
That was a step up from walking to school.
I remember my first question, not from around here, are you?
That actually was the first question, too. But no, it was a fish out of water experience. And, I'd come from a place that wasn't so nice. And so to have an opportunity to see someone that I could connect with, that's someone who was actually there to look out for the student population and make sure kids were heading in the right direction, and with a stern, barrier if you were heading in the wrong direction. Definitely did not want to end up in Byrd's office unless it was, to do some homework or some volunteer work or something. But any other reason, you didn't want to be in there. But it had a real impact on my life personally, and I learned a lot. Very big mentor in my life, one of the earliest mentors that I had, one of the most influential ones on me. And that was before anything having to do with show business came into it. All that stuff came from your heart, the genuine person that you are. So explain a little bit about...
You're trying to get me to cry. I ain't doing this, man.
No, I'm trying to get some money. I'm trying to get some money out of you, man.
Okay. Right.
I need a little money,
Okay,
Byrd.
stop. The check's in the mail, all right? Trust me,
But so how has that carried over, man? I know that's always been a passion of yours, as you said, you work with kids. How has it carried over? How has your career enabled you to be able to do that a little bit more?
Wow. Wow. Well, first of all, you know that I have 4 kids of my own, okay, and 2 boys, 2 girls. The oldest girl's closer to your age, and in fact, this is the funny part. You know my kids, you've known my kids ever since they were kids, and so that was one aspect of my life that being a counselor at a high school impacted what type of father I was, and to be a mentor and a father figure sometime to you guys prepared me for the opportunity to speak to thousands of kids across the U.S. Kind of running down to them my philosophies about life and trying to get them to develop their own philosophies as to how they want to live their life. One of the first things I always do whenever I go to a classroom is I ask kids who are their heroes, and you always hear the typical answer, some sports figure, music figure, actor or something of some such. Every once in a while you'll hear one of them say, my mother or my father is my hero. And I would always tell them, well, when's the last time you got a chance to talk to your hero, to actually physically touch your hero? Does your hero know you? And, they get that sort of deer in the headlights look like, what are you talking about? I don't know LeBron James, or, I've never met, Ice-T or Ice Cube or Ice Coffee or, Igloo Man, but then I would say, well, hey, I got a chance to talk to my hero this morning. I got a chance to shake hands with my hero this morning. And they go, really? And they're waiting to hear who it is. And I call their teacher over and I go, this is my hero, and I got a chance to shake hands with him. I got a chance to talk to him. I said, here's the crazy part. You get the chance to be around my hero every day, and he knows what's happening in your life, and he understands what challenges you're facing, and he's preparing you to face those challenges. I said, and that's what heroes do. They protect you, they go out there in front of you, they stand in front of you and take the blows and everything from different parts of the community on your behalf, And, I get a lot of letters from teachers thanking me, for, not pumping them up so much, as showing kids the reality of who you should be depending on in your life and who you should be able to trust and help you to achieve, who should be assisting you in achieving your goals. So Monta Vista, my time at Monta Vista with you guys really, really prepared me for that, and so thank you.
Man, well, that talk about hero, you definitely fill those shoes for a lot of people. And you've played that same role that you just said about protecting, teaching, going to battle, and preparing young people for, success, or to just even better themselves, to make themselves more aware of their surroundings, their history, and that helps to shape the future. So,
man, I got to say something here. When you just mentioned their history, I think people out there should know that when we talk about Monta Vista High School, if folks are not familiar with it, it's a wonderful high school in a beautiful bucolic setting. It's great teachers there, great counselors, the whole 9 yards. There were 18 black kids on the college, on that campus when I got there. you know, and it was odd to me because I was kind of asking God, like, why you have me here, man? You know, I need to be in the hood. I need to be, you know, I need to be where they need to see black role models and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And God just kind of revealed to me, like, listen, these kids need you too, but not only the black kids. You know, there are white and Asian and Indian and, you know, Latino kids who need guidance too. Don't assume that because they live in affluent communities and they come from affluent households that they're getting what they need.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, but I remember a young man named Jamal came to me, and he was half white, half black, and at times people couldn't tell, so they kind of slept him, you know. And Jamal came to me one day, and he was the lightest, most militant, revolutionary kid I've ever met. And he said, "Yo, Mr. Byrd, we need a black student union here." I was like, I was like, yeah, right on. You know? Thank you. Not sure what color person you are. And no, but he was so he was so well read and well versed in, you know, in at least partially in Black history. And so he said, if we start a Black Student Union, will you be our faculty advisor? And I said, well, sure, you know, I'd be glad to do that. And I wound up, you know, helping to start a club for black kids, you know, on that campus. And I remember we went to Tony Kinkela, who was from Zaire, all right, and asking him, hey, ask your mother what word means like togetherness in, you know, in her native tongue. And he came back and he said, my mother said the word is lasanga. I said, okay. I said, so as opposed to you guys calling the Black Student Union, you know, and it being divisive, why don't we call it lasanga and let the people on the campus know that we promote togetherness and we promote inclusion, not exclusion, you know. And I thank God for you guys that were there. Y'all got it, you know, y'all understood it. I remember taking you to Oakland, to the art gallery over there, and Marcus Bookstore in downtown Oakland, and they gave us books on consignment to come back and sell at the campus. And during Black History Month, man, we put up, you know, black artwork, and we put black books in the library, and you know, we would have a contest every day. You know, you could win lunch tickets and stuff, you know, if you got the black trivia question, you know. And I remember white kids, man, like breaking down the door, man, like, I got the answer. And again, this was all pre-computer, you know, right. So it wasn't like, you know, you ask the trivia question and they go, oh yeah, let me just check my phone, you know. Right. None of that, man. You know, it's like you had to actually go and do the research. You had to find a book or find some way to, you know, get the answer. But I just remember how grateful I felt that the black students allowed me to show them about their history, and that they embraced it, and that they embraced each other, and that they were key in teaching others on the campus about black culture. And you know, so it was you know, and I learned so many things myself, you know, so it was just fantastic, man. It was a great experience.
Yeah, those are some of my best memories of high school. The stuff that I do remember, is filled with
That's right.
is filled with
I don't know
some
about that
really-
algebra thing, but I know Christopher Columbus ain't discovered no America. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Yeah, that's the line. That's the line. But no, it was a lot of fun. The trivia, the learning, and it's something that we would not have otherwise had an opportunity to learn because it's not in the curriculum. So it kind of has to come from outside sources or people who care enough to make that a priority. And as you said, it really did bring a lot of people on the campus together. People were knocking down the doors to try to get the answers right. And you had it on the morning announcements. I remember, you'd have it on the morning announcement. And you'd get up there and have people really participating in it. So the club was good. When I got to the campus, I think we were down to 5 black students, and me and my sister were made up about half of that population.
Y'all was about half the club. I don't think we're going to be able to have a forum today. The Taylors are out.
But anyway, so those type of things are really important. So I'm glad that through your career you had an opportunity to expand on that and to reach a broader audience with that message, especially calling the teachers the heroes. I think that's such a powerful message to give that helps to connect the students back to the teachers, because these devices that we have are a real big barrier to a connection. Even though they're supposed to enable connection, they can be a big barrier. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's a really cool thing. Well, I have a few other questions for you, man, from our audience that I wanted to ask.
Okay.
So there's one question. What advice would you give to young people who may want to enter the entertainment industry?
Be prepared. As with any career goal that you have. Prepare yourself. There's 3 factors that I always tell kids, young people about. I keep calling kids. And so one is to have a passion for what it is that you want to do. That means that you would do it even if you had to do it for free. 2 is realize whether or not you have the talent for it. So just because you're passionate about something, you might be passionate to be a singer and can't hold a note in a bag. So that's the couple. Like, and I am telling you. Like, oh no, don't tell me now, please. We said it's a talent contest. What's the matter with you? Why are you here again? Why are you here again? No, but and then if you find that you have the passion and the talent for it, then go to school or take classes, develop the skill set. Not everybody who has the passion and even the talent to do something achieves great success in it when they're not fully prepared and they're not as trained as possible in whatever it is that they seek to do. So I advise those 3 things. Make sure that your passion, your talent, and your skill set lines up with your ultimate goal. Wow. A lot of it has to do with who you know, and even more so, it has to do with who knows you. So yeah, I've known a lot of people in my life, that I thought could assist me in furthering my goals and my dreams, but they didn't necessarily know me. So you have to again, the classic case with Judge Judy. When I wrote her that letter, okay, it served as more of a reminder, even though I was sincere about wishing her well, it served as a reminder to her as to who I was. And so one of the first things that she said uh, she said that she remembered me doing an impersonation of her on the bench in Manhattan Family Court. Now, mind you, I wasn't into acting really then. I wasn't, seeking to be a stand-up comedian or anything. This was just how I was. This was my life, And so, I got busted by her one day doing an impersonation of her, and as she herself has said, a scathingly accurate impersonation. So that, but that's what kept me in her mind, And so when she gets this letter out of nowhere from this officer that had worked here, in Manhattan Family Court 5 years before, she could have just tossed it off, but she was like, oh, Byrd, he crazy. I remember, wait a minute, he's out in California. That's where we're doing the show. So all things came together for the good, and so yeah, it's who you know and who knows you, and whether or not their memory of who you are is a pleasant memory, So
Well, all you viewer audience out there, remember that one. You always want to leave a good taste in people's mouth,
That's
a good
right.
impression on them,
That's
you
right.
never know how it could come back around later.
That's right. And don't burn no bridges. You might have to cross back over them.
That's right. That's right. So, speaking about who you know and who knows you and that type of thing, who are some of the people that you bump elbows with out there in Hollywood, and who do you like to hang out with, and is it all what it's cracked up to be?
So the funny thing is so this makes 25 years since we started doing Judge Judy. We are in the 25th season, 25th and final year, and I have been blessed to meet face to face some people, man, that I like idolized. I watched their movies. I danced to their music. Who comes to mind? Okay, Samuel L. Jackson. It's funny because Samuel always gets pissed because I do a great impersonation of him. I said, stop talking. What's the matter with you? I don't want you to do that again. I've met Denzel a couple of times, and that was always pleasant, very, very nice. Smokey Robinson.
Oh, there you go.
Actually introduced me to Berry Gordy as a friend of his. I went,
wow.
I don't care what they say about me. I don't care what they do. And to meet Berry Gordy was like, and this is the killer. So I am now friends with his son, and his son is always like, hey man, let's have dinner next week. Oh yeah. Pop asked about you, man. He said to tell you he saw you today, and he'll tell me something that happened on a Judge Judy episode. I'm going, Berry Gordy sitting at home watching me? I am humbled, but Steven Spielberg, I knew, this is the funny part. I got to know Steven Spielberg's mother. Okay.
Wow.
Before she passed, man. Oh, she was so. Oh man, she was so eclectic. She was so eccentric, but at the same time classy, but down to earth. Oh man. So I can't say enough about Steven Spielberg's mama. And she used to run this restaurant down here, and every time I would come in the restaurant, she would walk me around and introduce me to everybody at every table in the restaurant.
Wow.
And I'm just standing there, it's like whatever she wants to do. And she was shorter than Judge Judy, man. So she was just a pistol, man. And again, Glenn Turman, who was in Cooley High and was in the original Raisin in the Sun. Loretta Devine was at my birthday party. What's her name? Anna Marie Horsford, Kim Whitley. You know, I've gotten to know all these comedians. Tommy Davidson is a friend. Kid from Kid to Play, that's my boy. You know,
right?
like I'll Be Sure. Oh, you know, and these guys will just call me. You know, my wife and I do internet Instagram show on IGTV every Tuesday night at 6. Bonding with
let's
Byrd.
plug that. Yes, please.
Yeah, Bonding with Byrd.
Bonding with Byrd
on Instagram. Bonding with Byrd. Her name is Makita Bond, like in James Bond, and I'm the Bird in that. And so Bonding with Byrd, and it's on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. But you have these people who will come in, and you know they'll interview with us, and you know they just have a wonderful, you know, we have a wonderful time with them. But you know they come in and they consider themselves friends of ours, and we consider them friends. And so, you know, we just, you know, it's just unbelievable. Some of the people, you know, their resumes read like I would like my resume to read. You know. I did a commercial with James Earl Jones, my first commercial that I ever did. This is 23 years ago or something like that. You know, I got to do some voiceover work. They are bringing back the Proud Family.
Okay.
And so I got to do some voiceover work on that. I'm not going to tell you who I portray, but everybody who sees the Proud Family, that particular episode, will know exactly who's when my voice shows up. they will know. But yeah, man, just dozens and dozens of people, man, in the sports industry. You know, certain players. I mean, most of my friends, their careers are over, but you know, like Chris Webber, Bobby Jackson, Kaepernick.
Okay.
You know, who again is one of my heroes that I got a chance to shake hands with. You know, I discuss politics with. You know, and the importance of using your voice to better your community and the condition of your people. Colin Kaepernick, stand up guy, man. You know, I'll take a knee for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say stand up guy, more like a kneel guy, but
yeah, right. He's a stand up guy on his knees. He stands on his knees.
Well, man, so you know, you mentioned that Judge Judy's in his 25th season, and it's coming to an end in terms of new episodes this year. I'm sure the reruns are going to be in perpetuity. But you know, that'll always go on. But what else
and probably forever too.
Yeah, and they should. I mean, you can't get enough of that show. People cannot get enough of it.
In perpetuity.
Perpetuity. You know.
Whoa! What the heck? All right, where's the real Tylor Taylor? Okay.
Hey, I learned a few things since since high school, man.
I saw Men in Black. There's some alien stuff going on here. In perpetuity, and I said, oh, okay, yeah, and maybe even forever. Yeah, you're ignorant. But no. But yes, they'll be showing them forever. I'm sorry, I interrupted your question.
No, that's all right. That's all right, man. It's always good for a laugh. But so what else do you have in the hopper? I know you're not a man to let any grass grow under your feet. So what do we have to look forward to from you?
Without revealing too much, so my wife and I got remarried last year, March of 19, and to a wonderful woman.
Points.
Who is
I had to give you some points right there. You got the date right.
That's it. Yes, a wonderful woman. Her name is LaWanda. No, that's not it. No.
She's not
You can tell
around
she's
right
younger
now.
than me because I can't. No, right. What's your name again, girl? Makita. Makita. No. We want the wonderful Makita Bond. She's a gem. She's a jewel. She's man. I can't say enough about her, man. She's wonderful. But so we got married, and especially during this COVID season, we always made each other laugh, always. But especially during this COVID season, we have really gone bananas. And so we started doing the show that I mentioned earlier, Bonding with Byrd, on Instagram. But we're trying to expand that show and put it on YouTube and see if we can get some bites either, on YouTube or, and continue to grow our audience that way. That's one of the things. Another thing that I'm looking at is the development of my own sort of court show, but it would be more of a mediation show. In court, you got winners and losers. In mediation, hopefully you have two winners,
Nice.
And so I'd like to see, we have some people who want to test out what that would look like with Judge Byrd at the helm,
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
You like, right?
I like the sound of that,
Hi.
Judge Byrd.
The name is Byrd, Judge Byrd, right? This is his courtroom. He don't give a damn. I said I don't give a damn. Now you better sit your ass down. I'm not gonna tell you no more.
That's the opening sequence every time.
Right. I hope you realize that we're trying to get along here. Either that or Bernie Mac, right? Hey, look, I told you to sit down. You get up one more time, I'm gonna bust you till I see the white meat show.
Oh, for those of you who don't know what the white meat is, that's the part of your skin that after you get busted open, it goes all the way into the white part shows.
That's right. That's right. When you start seeing bone, you're like, uh-oh. I think I hit him a little too hard with the bat, baby. Bring that Robitussin over here. Put some tussin on it. Walk it off.
Oh, man.
So that's the mediation show is another thing, and then a couple of other things that we hope will pique folks' interest, and listen, at 63, I am not trying to get a full-time job. That's insane. That's insane. At 63, you want like, yeah, can you come in? No, Reno, Fresno. I said no.
Oh man, well bless you, man. You don't look a day over 63. I'll tell you, man. You are really wearing that.
I don't look a day over 60. You don't look a day. You look one day under. But you don't look over 60.
Oh no, I'm kidding, man. You aged quite well, and you still, you got even more energy than you've ever had, as far as I can tell. You got all your hair. That's you're doing much better up top than I am.
No, I don't have all my hair. I have some.
That's better than what I got. Yeah,
I was just getting ready to say no. I don't have all my hair, but I got more than you.
Well, I'm trying to do what I can on the bottom because the top just, it's finished.
That's like the two lawyers were walking through the woods, and all of a sudden this big bear came out and started chasing them. One of the lawyers sat down, opened up his briefcase, and started putting on his sneakers. Started tying on his sneakers. Other lawyer looked at him and said, "Man, is you crazy, man? You can't outrun that bear." He said, "No, I just have to outrun you."
Oh man, yeah, you definitely outrunning me on the top there, man. The bear caught me and scalped me, so
That's
you
all
got
right. You know
away.
what? You know what? See, but you just a handsome guy, man. So
Oh.
it come peeking through the beard, man. Women are probably looking and going, "Yeah, girl, let me tell you something. He bald headed too, and he's so cute."
At the senior center.
And then
At the senior
and
center.
then I've never seen a light bulb talk.
Oh man.
But that's all right, man. Sugar Faye got it. Suge got it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, that's
right.
my wife for all of the
His
folks
wife
that don't
named
know.
Suge Knight. That's who she'll be if he mess around.
There's no joke about that. That's why I'm living the straight and narrow. Senior center life all day.
That's my hero. That's my hero right there. That's one of my heroes.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you another couple of questions, man.
Yes, sir.
We got, let me see, a few minutes left.
Sure.
What's one of the biggest things you learned personally from having such a dramatic change to your lifestyle, to your life outlook? Did it take you a while to adjust to the new reality? And how did you manage through such a dramatic change in your life?
Wow. So I'll be honest with you, man. The first thing I did, and you know me, I'm a man of faith. You've gone to church with me before, and all of that, and so one of the first things I did was I gave it to God, and I struck a bargain with God, like I'm in a position to, but it was more so for me, and I said I got to figure out a number that if I'm offered something that will bring shame to my household, my name, my God, what figure can I put on that would entice me to forget about those three entities? And I said, let's be real. Somebody could offer you $1 million, $10 million to do a role, or to say something, or to endorse something that in your heart of hearts is no good and would not bring honor to your God, to your family, to your name. And so that was the first deal I struck, was that I would do nothing to bring shame to my God, my family, my name. And I like to think that I kept my part of that bargain. And so God continues to bless me, and I don't get necessarily the roles the big roles with all the name recognition and all the money and all the fame that comes with it. But I'll be honest with you, Tyler, the fame that I have is just enough for me. The money that I've garnered over the years has been enough to take care of my family, to put something away in case in case things don't work out and I don't have any more work, and to pay my spousal support. And
Well, the kids are grown. At least the kids are grown.
excuse me, is there a problem? There's no check here. It's like the baby in the womb and stuff like that. Excuse me, the broccoli, could you stop? No, but what God has given me, man, has been more than sufficient over the years, man, and I'm truly grateful, and again, that was the first thing I made up my mind about. So it's kept me humbled. My wife knows, my ex-wife knows, my kids know, my friends know. There is no one that I will not stop and assist somebody needs a handout. It's like, yo, I'm in my pocket. I'm like, yo, hopefully this will bless you. Hey, can I take a picture with you? Absolutely. Hey, Byrd, listen, my mother's on the phone. She don't believe it's you, man. Could you talk to? Yeah, give me the phone. Hey, Mom, what's happening? Dude, because, and I love it when I get compared to, to some more well-known people, and it's like their report card is like an F, yeah, such, I love it. Black women tell it, yeah, that's like the other day, so-and-so came by and I asked him, could I have an autograph? And he looked at me like I was smelled bad or something like that. Byrd, you not like that. I'd be like, no, I'm not like that. And you do smell bad. No, but no. But I ain't gonna hold that against you, and I'm not gonna hold you against me. No. Now get out of here, Stinky.
Oh man, Byrd, man, it's always good to talk to you. Personally, a lot of people don't get to see this side of you and know you like this, but you just bring joy into people's lives, man. That's one thing that you are known for by the people who know you and who's around you. And when you brought up that point about, it's not only about who you know, but who knows you, the people that know you love you. And it's because of that character that you have and what you give to other people. So that's a special thing you got. It's a gift.
Thank you, man. To hear that from you is better than any Emmys, even the 2 that I have, and the Oscar that they kept from me. No, man. That's what has more meaning. It doesn't matter how much hardware you have up on your shelf and how many zeros are behind the number in your bank account. It doesn't matter, because ultimately it's when you have friends, when you have good friends, you have a wealth. You have much treasure in your treasure chest. So I've been blessed, man. Really blessed.
Well, we got started a little late, so I'm gonna give the audience a little bit more Byrd, if that's all right with you, if your schedule has a couple more minutes.
I'm here for the duration, man.
All right. So on your time,
He won't let me. I've been trying to get.
No, I got you.
I know. All right. I'll tell him. My wife said, keep me one more minute. See, you know what that means, right? Most people, that sound like permission. To a black man, like, she said, keep him one more minute. No, that means we got to cut now.
That means you got to go.
I'm just kidding. She's not even here. She's actually doing a game show. She's at Sony Studios doing some game show. I don't know the name of the game show, so don't. But it's funny because she had to leave 5:30. She had to be there at 5:30 this morning, because they got the new regulations and the COVID testing and all that. And she goes, and I wish her good luck and baby, kissed her goodbye. She went on out the door, and she got down there, and I'm laying in bed watching The Mandalorian. I'm like, man, okay, now I can just chill. And she calls and she's like, I forgot to bring my, And she sends me into her closet to get these different outfits, right? Because I guess you have to have different outfits in case you win. They shoot them all the day, I'm like, I'm sitting knee deep in traffic, like, now, what they call this game show? Boo Boo the Fool. Get your wife
So, hopefully you picked the right outfits. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Listen, I picked only listen, in this day and age, thank God for technology, man. Because in this day and age, there ain't no mistake. Like, if I go to buy my wife something, right? It used to be you go and buy something, you bring it back, and I don't like that, Shoot, I'll be at the place, I'll be like, baby, look at this. Can you see it? You like it? You don't? Good. All right, no, you can put that back,
I tried that, man. It didn't work. When I got it back home, she said, this is not how it looked on the phone. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you know.
I tell you, man, you married the Suge Knight. She gangster. Bring it home again. Bring it home again. I dare you. I double dare you. Bring it home again.
Now, you know, I can't get off of this because she will watch this. I have to defend her one time. My wife is the sweetest, kindest, warm-hearted woman in the world. I love you, sweetheart. Don't let Byrd talk about you like that because you are absolutely amazing and you are tough as nails. But that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, because I always needed a lot of structure in my life. That's why I'm even talking to Byrd right now, because he was there for the strong arm when I needed it. Same way my wife does. So I guess I'm in good hands. And I'm going to leave it like at that.
You are my hero.
My hero.
I'm telling you, man, you are my hero. and the student has taught the teacher. Well done, Grasshopper.
Yes, we all got to make it through this together and alive. You know, we're going to cover all the bases.
You're killing me, man. You are killing me, Smalls.
Oh, man. Well, okay, two more questions for you, man.
Come on.
All right, what's the craziest? Has anybody ever got out of line on the show where you really had to get in there and, you know, put some enforcement down?
Hell no. No. Let me tell you. I'll tell you real quick. Tell you what happened. So the first year, maybe like the second case of Judge Judy ever. Got a guy up there, Latino gentleman, very passionate about, you know, he had been swindled out of $2,500 by the defendant. And we had these podiums, right, that they stand at. But they were taped down. They weren't like nailed down. So the guy is standing there, and every time he tries to tell the judge says, so, you know, Mr. Sanchez, what happened when he got the money? Your Honor, when this charlatan, you know, and he's going off, this swindler, you know, and as he's doing it, he's pulling the podium, and you hear the podium going, you know, it's coming up from it's getting ready to come off the thing. So I think the judge wanted to save the podium and keep the guy from hitting this dude with the podium, right? So she kind of gives me the eye, like, yo, check him. So I go and I stand behind him, right? During the whole case, you know, and every time he's getting ready to go off, I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, relax, the judge is listening. Okay, but this man, you know. So we finished the case, and after we finished the case, they come to me, the powers that be, and they say, hey, Byrd, let me ask you something. You know, if anything went down, you know, any type of violence or anything like that went down, you know, on the set, you know, what would you do? I said, well, what are you indemnifying me to do? I said, indemnify is
there we go again with them big words.
Is that like in perpetuity? I told him, call Tyler, he'll tell you. But I said, oh, well then let me tell you what I can do. I can promise you that I will be the last one to get an ass whooping in here. Okay? I'm going to look out for me and my boss, because that's my bread and butter. Okay? Hey, we pals. I'm going to look out for my boss, you know. I said, but no, I'm not, you know. So over the years, very little has gone on in the way of, you know, because I keep in mind, and I keep them in mind, listen, you can cut a camera before he cut me. Okay? Okay? Cut! Somebody better get this fool. You know, and that's the way I am. Like, you know, security knows, you know, like, yo, somebody started going off or start looking like they feeling real crazy. I'm just looking at the dude like this here. And you see three guys standing over there like, try it. We searched you on the way in. You ain't got no pistol.
Well, for our viewers who may not know, if Byrd stands up behind you and puts his hand on your shoulder, it's not a good thing. Because first of all, you got to turn around and look up, because Byrd's about 6'5", 200, and I'm not going to put you on a weight, but it's a big man. And you don't want him to come on you with the hand grip, because I've been in that position, before. It's not
Come
pleasant.
on, let's go. Yeah.
That wasn't as nice as it wasn't as nice as you just sounded right now. But
Well,
Yeah.
wait. Well, you know what Joanne Laird labeled me.
No.
And,
What's she say?
and I'm thinking of using that in if I get a chance to do this mediation show. She labeled me the Velvet Hammer.
Ooh, the Velvet Hammer.
The Velvet Hammer.
I like that.
Straight up smooth, bam! I swear that hammer was so smooth and then he hit me.
Oh, the Velvet
I ain't
Hammer.
never been ashamed. What's your second question, man?
Well, the second question
let's
is,
get 'em all in
let's
here.
get them all in here, man. Is what word of advice do you have to people who are looking to get involved with some type of community service, community activity? I know you're a part of a couple of organizations. Is there anything worthwhile for people to take a look at? Any websites or how they can get involved in causes that are important to you?
Okay. Right now, the major organization I'm involved with right now is called the OK program. The OK stands for Our Kids, and it is a black male mentoring program that utilizes police officers to mentor black police officers to mentor young black boys. The founder, Donald Norcross, started the OK program 30 years ago. He was a deputy sheriff up in Rancho Cordova, which is a suburb of Sacramento. And he just saw an inordinate amount of young black males going into the criminal justice system, but not emerging unscathed. And he felt like he kept telling his wife somebody should do something about that. And his wife looked at him and said, yeah, somebody should. And he got the message, and he started involving himself in the lives of these young men out in Rancho Cordova, and almost single-handedly stopped, gang warfare out there and stuff. Not with his gun or with his, baton, but with his involvement in showing young black males that he, as a black man, loved them. And so you can find out more by going to the website OK, the letters OK, program.org, okprogram.org. Look on there and you can see how you can financially help, and if there is an OK program in your community, how you can get involved. We specifically utilize black men as teammates in mentoring young black boys, and so they work together with the black officers to help bring about a better understanding of what we expect from our boys and what they can expect from us. And in that manner, the OK program serves as a bridge between the police departments and the black community in a time when the police departments and the black community could really use a helping hand in terms of trying to build trust. So,
Is that a national organization?
it is a national organization. It's in Indianapolis, Indiana. Little Rock, Arkansas, Monroe, Louisiana, Kansas City, and the closest one, California, is Oakland, which is enjoying great success with the OK program down there. And so we continue to try to effectuate change, man. So that. Right now, at least for right now, that's the one that takes up the bulk of my interest, and I continue to do speaking engagements around around the country when I can, you know. But you know, I'll say this to your viewers: there is plenty of work, plenty of work necessary, but very few workers. So you can look in your local paper, you can look on your local community bulletin board or whatever, and see just where the need is heaviest, and be able to effectively use your time to help out. You know, bottom line is, if we all gave an hour, 2 hours a week to volunteer in our community in some capacity, in some place, that would be so effective. You know, can you imagine the man hours that would be, or the woman hours that would be available to effectuate change? If we just, many hands make light work. That's the bottom line. You know, and so don't think that because you only have an hour or two a week to volunteer for something, that is fundamentally ineffectual. That is very effectual. It's when no time is volunteered. 10% of something beats 100% of nothing.
That's right. That math is very accurate. So speaking of volunteering, I'm going to give a little plug real quick and actually inform you about a program that we have out this way that's been making a big difference in the lives of a lot of older adults. I'll hold it up here. It's called the RIDE program. This is a senior transportation program that started in our West Valley community. It serves Saratoga, Los Gatos, Monte Sereno, Campbell, and Cupertino. It's for people over the age of 65 who can no longer drive for whatever reason. And we have dozens of volunteer drivers that make this program work. We also have some paid drivers so that we can ensure that rides are available when people want to schedule them. But so this program started as a small pilot program. We had $250,000 worth of funding from the cities and from the county. And we recently applied for a state grant and got an additional $650,000 to expand the program to new areas in Santa Clara County. And we're in the process of applying for an even bigger grant for about close to $2 million to expand it throughout the rest of the county. And again, it's all based off of volunteers primarily, and some paid folks as well. But this is getting people out of the house who, some of them haven't left the home in more than a year. And so, that's one example, as you said, of how you can dedicate just a small amount of time and make a huge change in someone's life.
Right. As a matter of fact, I'm going to come down there. I'm going to come up there and volunteer. But I just need you to pay for my gas.
I would absolutely. I mean, can you imagine that?
And a small stipend for my lunch.
I mean, I could just imagine you pulling up with a ride sticker on the side of your car, picking somebody up, man. It'd make the whole year.
Excuse me, ride?
Oh, that'd be awesome, man.
Nah, but that's, again, man, wow. You talk about, just being able, I mean, I wish I were up there, and I'm going to find out if they have something similar down here. You've inspired me, man, that I'm looking to see if they have a program similar to that down here, man, and that would be funny, man, and then I'll employ some of my celebrity friends,
Yeah.
Get the Allstate guy.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, you're in good hands.
Safe drivers save 40% or whatever it is. That commercial.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And you've saved 100%. This ain't coming out of your pocket at all. Yeah. Man, that's a great program, though, man.
It's one of the things that we do out of our organization here. We have a partner organization that works with us as well, West Valley Community Services. They do a food pantry, they do social work and other type of rental assistance and things like that. So it's a really cool program. But anyways, man, Byrd, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us on SASCC Talks. I mean, this is the most fun I've had in a long time, and I know our audience definitely got a kick out of this too. Hopefully it won't be the last time, but we all look forward to seeing what comes from you in the future. I know that you're just getting started. Age is not going to stop you from doing anything. It doesn't stop any of us from doing anything. It's what's in here and what's in here, and you got plenty up in both of those areas.
Well, man, they say you're only as old as you feel. And of course, that makes me 150. People say, 63, that's young. I go, yeah, for a tree.
Oh, man.
I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Anytime you need me, man, I'm here, man. We can do this again, man. Just kick it,
All right.
Are you? I got a question.
Yeah.
Have you been standing in the same spot the entire time?
Yeah, and my toes are frozen too because it's a little bit cold out here. I've been trying to move around a little bit and get some blood back in my toes, but I do it all for you, man. This is all for you,
Boy, I love you like a play cousin, bro. Love you like a fat kid love cake. I look forward to seeing you, man. I pray for you and your family and for everybody out there during this whole COVID thing. Please stay safe, wash your hands, social distance, wear a mask. If that's the minimum that's required in order for us to get these numbers back down or at least headed back in the direction that they were, please do that. As for the election, don't worry. Ultimately, our system will win.
All right, man. Well, thank you again for your time. And thanks to the audience for tuning in to this episode of SASCC Talks. We will see you in December with Santa Clara County Sheriff Lori Smith on December 15th. All right. Have a good one, everyone. And as always, live sassy.